grandma has this dress.
Nah, neither.
I feel like Harry Potter. Too librarian. Too Bono?
No.
No. No. Big no.
Yes.
I look a little bit like a bumblebee. How long you been in these parts?
Blah, if sadness had a color. I bought this? Your Honor, I object.
No. This is so much like my dad.
That is the ticket.
Support for KQED Live comes from Berkeley Rep, the San Francisco Symphony, and SF MoMA.
The disproportionate impact of
more than half of black business owners
and disproportionate.
Somehow we always find a way to rise.
To the blueprint builders, to the backbones of every block, for the curators of the culture, and for generations to follow. You might fall, but never fail. Keep rising, keep rising, keep rising. Apply for business, marketing, and tech makeovers on us.
Buenas tardes. Good evening, everyone. My name is Esperanza Vaquiz, and I am the live events intern. I want to begin by acknowledging that KQED headquarters are located on Ramaytush Ohlone land, and we benefit from working and living on this occupied land, and we just want to give a collective debt to its original stewards. For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. KQED is Northern California's PBS NPR member station. KQED Live is our new multi-platform events program that produces screenings, talks, performances, and food tastings. Based on, I'm like, woo! On KQED's mission to inform, inspire, and involve, you can learn more at kqed.org/live. If we bring value to your everyday life, and I hope we do, I encourage you to become a KQED member. You can also find out more about kqed.org/donate. We want to thank the season sponsors that make KQED Live possible: SF MoMA, Berkeley Rep, Comcast Business, and San Francisco Symphony. Tonight's host, Cecilia Phillips, the Check Please Bay Area coordinating producer and on-camera reporter, Cecilia has long been a part of the Bay Area food scene, working under several celebrity chefs and serving as a food tour guide for many years in San Francisco. In her special series, Cecilia Tries It, she scours the Bay Area in search of the off-the-beaten-path spots for exciting, culturally diverse culinary experiences that fans like you can't miss. Please welcome Cecilia to the stage.
Thank you all. Welcome. How are you all doing tonight? Oh, you might want to try that again. How are we all doing tonight? There we go. That's the kind of excitement I want to see, because this is actually the first event of its kind at KQED. Welcome to Science is a Piece of Cake. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Cecilia Phillips. I am the coordinating producer and reporter for Check Please Bay Area, and I have a segment called Cecilia Tries It, where I go out and find off-the-beaten-path spots. But for tonight, I will be your host for KQED Live. This evening, we have a very fun event. What I learned about some of the stuff that I normally cover, I talk a lot about food, right? That's kind of my thing. But I don't really know too much about science. And what I ended up finding out is that science is anything but a piece of cake. So we actually have a scientist who's going to be here tonight who is going to talk to us about geology, which will be a lot of fun. I did want to kind of get a bit of a poll from the audience before we got started, though. How many of you are here because you love geology? Wow, okay. That is not what I was expecting. That's amazing. Okay, and then how many of you are here because you love cake? Okay, I see some crossover. And then how many of you are here because you love KQED? Okay, we're gonna need to up that number. Okay, so for tonight, what's gonna happen? So all of you just recently should have been able to go through and see some of these amazing cakes that were at the front of the stage. So originally, we had 32 people who entered to bring their cakes to KQED for tonight. It was a lot, so we couldn't bring all those cakes onto the stage. So we had some of the people who the judges pre-selected. They went and they took a look at all the cakes that they liked the best and the ones that actually were really accurate to the prompts that we had given them. The rest, you all are down here, but we decided to do a people's choice. So you as the audience voted, and we actually have the numbers for those. But I can't do this all tonight by myself, so I'd love to introduce somebody who's going to be helping me along the way. Our own housing reporter from KQED, Aditi Bundlamudi. Please join me in welcoming to the stage. Aditi is a radio journalist, a podcaster, reports on the housing crisis news and police reform, but in your spare time, you are actually now a professional baker. So we welcome you in as part of KQED and for being here to help us judge with the cakes.
Thanks for having me.
So we gave the prompt out to everybody in the community who was going to be here today to bring in some cakes, but we gave them some very general rules. So let's go over the rules before we announce the winner of the People's Choice Cake.
Yes, so I also love cake, and we wanted to learn about geology. The whole theme of tonight is kind of like that Netflix show, Is It Cake? But with a geological twist. So what the bakers were supposed to do is bake a cake according to certain geological formations found around the Bay Area. And the trick is that it has to look accurate to that geological formation, and they have to use ingredients that are found in most kitchens.
That was amazing. And also the judges will be judging on a couple of other criteria as well.
Yes, so the judges are basically judging on 3 characteristics. So number 1, how accurate is it to the prompt? Number 2, how creative were they with their ingredients? Did they use things that were store-bought, or did they make things from scratch? We're really interested to see how people were creative, and clearly people were so creative. And the third thing is it needs to taste good, because obviously it's cake.
Yeah, so it shouldn't probably taste like the stuff that they're making it after, right?
It should not taste like a rock.
Okay, great. All right, so with that, I think we should go ahead and announce the People's Choice winner. And what we're going to do is actually call up the number of the people who won for each category. So there was a People's Choice selection for beginner, intermediate, and advanced cakes that you all should have seen. And we actually have the results of the poll.
We do have the results. In the beginner category, cake number 30 has won. And in the intermediate category, 26.
So go ahead and the winners, come on up.
Come on up.
From the beginner and the intermediate category.
In the advanced category, we have cake number 7. Please come to the stage.
Come on up here to the side.
Come on up to the side.
Go ahead and grab your cake. Grab your cake.
Oh, do you want to grab your cake? Grab your cake. Cake
Awesome.
number 7, come on up.
All right, perfect. So beginner, intermediate, and
then
advanced.
You'll come and meet me up on stage here.
Oh, very careful, very careful.
Come on up, very careful, very careful.
All right. We'll have you line up in order here. So if our beginner could stand to the side.
Beginners here.
Perfect. And
intermediate, come on over. Come on, stand right here.
There we go.
And advanced. Oh my God, amazing.
There we go. Okay, perfect. So we're going to introduce each of you very quickly because we are so excited that the audience really loved your cakes. So what is your name, and can you tell me what the flavor of your cake is?
Sure. My name is Angela, and this is my friend Afreen. Hi. And so our cake is vanilla, and it has a topping that's matcha, white chocolate, and vanilla.
Amazing. It looks like you used some coconut in there as well for some waves.
Yeah, coconut, and then Afreen made a Jolly Rancher wave.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Great. All right. So can you tell me your name and tell me what is the flavor of your cake?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Hunter. I have a vanilla dyed with butterfly pea powder on the inside and chocolate marble swirl cake.
Wow.
A roasted strawberry and balsamic jam filling, and a black sesame buttercream, Swiss buttercream.
All right, and who are the two of you? Tell me your names and tell me how you made this cake.
My name is Bunho.
And my name's Niall.
Okay, so tell me what the flavor is and how'd you do it?
So the flavor is a dark chocolate cake with some Nutella buttercream and toffee crunch pieces.
Amazing. So congratulations to the 3 People's Choice winners for tonight. All right, so for the People's Choice, each of you are receiving this amazing prize that Aditi put together. So what did you give to the people who won the People's Choice?
So inside there is obviously KQED tote bag. We have obviously sprinkles, some mini spatulas, a little hot chocolate bomb, some black sesame brittle from Sweet Dragon Baking Company, and the newly released Bay Curious book.
They love it. They love it. Congratulations. Thank you so much. So Sarah Rose is going to help you to get out of the stage here and go into the lobby where your cakes will be on display. Let's give it up for all of them. Thank you. Congratulations.
Great job.
That was great, right?
It was great.
This is a great start. I think that tonight's going to be a little bit of a mix of Great British Bake Off and Nailed It. That's what I'm hoping.
Am I Paul Hollywood or Mary Berry?
Oh, we're going to have to fight over that. Okay, so let's see here. Let's introduce the next most important person to the stage, which is our scientist, because you can't have a science event without one. Please welcome Dr. Peter Roopnarine. Peter is from the Cal Academy, and he is the geologist there, but you have so many accolades. You have your Bachelor's of Science in Biology, a Master's in Oceanography, and a PhD in Geography?
Geology.
Geology, pardon.
It's great for this event.
That would be a very different event. Okay, geology, yes. But most importantly, you are going to be the one who's going to be telling us why geology is so cool.
Yeah, and I have to say to all of you here who didn't woot for geology, geology is very, very cool. It tells us how our planet came to be, why it works the way that it does, why we worry about geology and benefit from geology here in the Bay Area and California. So how geology affects life and how we affect how the planet works, you know, the other way around. So geology is very, very cool. And it's very much alive in California and in the Bay Area. It's complicated.
Yeah. Your actual study is kind of incorporates all of those different things that you know very well in order to kind of explain how our world works, right?
Yeah, I study what ecosystems look like in the very distant ancient past, sometimes 250 million years old, and how the various changes of the planet, like climate change, asteroids, and so on, how it affects life on the planet.
All right. I mean, all that stuff together, that makes you like a rock star, right?
Yeah.
Hey. Yes. Going to be a few
First
of those.
joke of the night.
Buckle up. Okay. All right. So we're going to learn so much more about geology tonight, the different rock formations, but we also have to introduce our judges.
Yes. So our judges for the beginner round are Kevin Stark and Elisa Sunga. Kevin Stark is a senior editor for KQED's Science Desk, and he's actually the one who helped us pick out which geological formations we were going to judge tonight. And Elisa Sunga is the baker behind SaltedRye, a micro bakery here in the Bay Area. She uses seasonal ingredients and creates the most Instagram-worthy desserts. Check out her Instagram, please. And they're going to help us decide which cake is the best.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Aditi. Okay, so we're going to go over how the competition is going to work, but we have somebody from KQED, we have an esteemed baker, we have Peter, and they're going to be judging on several different criteria. But before we do anything, we have to reveal the cakes. So these are the ones that you all chose. You took a look at things that were going to be geologically kind of closest to the prompt, and these were the ones you selected for the beginner round, okay? So I think we need to get a little earthquake going on in here if everybody wants to. There we go. That's good. This is good. All right. And for the big reveal, let's see the cakes.
Sarah Rose is not there.
Okay. So I think we're going to get a view of these cakes in a moment from the booth. They're going to go ahead and get a little bit of a closer angle so everyone in the audience can kind of see what we're looking at here. But I think we chose, great. Okay, so we're gonna do a little pan across, so we'll be able to see the cakes starting at the far left and going all the way to the right. So in front of you, we have 4 cakes total that we ended up kind of deciding might be some great options, right? Before we get into it, while we're taking a look and the audience is seeing the different elements that have come together to make this, let's talk about this prompt to begin. So first of all, it's the Marin Headlands Gravel Beach, which was the prompt. Before we kind of dive into what we asked the bakers to do, Peter, can you just describe geologically what it makes the Marin Headlands Gravel Beach so unique?
Sure. I think it's the source of the material. The gravel or the pebbles on Gravel Beach and some of the other beaches around here were formed from sediments that are anywhere from 100 to about 150 million years old. And they were laid down in the ocean far to the south of where we are today. They moved up here over time because California is always moving around. And the colors that you see tell us something about the types of rocks that are in there. Some of the more colorful ones, the reds and sometimes yellows, for example, come from rocks that are made from the skeletons of microscopic organisms, plankton that lived in the ocean. And some of the darker colors are some of volcanic rocks like basalts and so on, all mixed together.
I have a quick question for you. How do you know how old the rocks are?
That's a great question. For a long time, we studied that or understood it by looking at how rocks are layered, and you figured, well, younger rocks are in the upper layers, kind of like cake, I think. I'm not sure. And
we
you
want
see
pretty much all the layers of the cake to be the same age for this one, but I see where you're going with it. Keep going.
And so you would study, well, how long does it take that much sediment from in the ocean, for example, to accumulate? We have more accurate ways of doing this today. We can look at radioactive materials in the rocks, for example, and we can date everything from rocks that are a few tens of thousands of years old to things that are billions of years old.
Wow, that's amazing. I've learned so much more about science than I ever thought I could through this event. So I'm super excited to continue to learn more about what you're going to tell us about the other stuff. But I need you to start trying some cakes.
Yes.
So while you are tasting, I am going to kind of start over at the end with Elisa. And I'm going to just ask, what are some of the things that you are looking for in a bake, a great bake? Like, what makes the cake in this particular category be a standout cake?
I think for the cake layer, we're looking at the crumb, like how moist is the cake? Does it have texture? Are there different components? So like this one I'm holding has sand and rocks, which is so much fun to eat. But I think most of all, we're just looking for good flavor.
Okay, great. What are some of the first impressions so far?
I have a favorite already.
Oh, wow.
They're so good.
Okay.
But this one, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm very impressed by the sand on top. I think it's like a crumble, so I'm really excited to try it.
Awesome. Okay, and so Kevin, I have a question for you. You were telling me about something really exciting for people who want to go and maybe experience and drive through and visit some of these spots. Can you tell us about it?
Absolutely. Well, so the idea behind all this came after I read this book, incredible book called Streetcar to Subduction. It was written by, people know it. This is it's been out for decades.
Can you explain a little bit?
It was written by a geologist at UC Berkeley that realized that the Bay Area is filled with amazing geologic formations, and many of them you can get to by public transit. So he wrote this field trip book, and it describes all these places and how to get to them by public transit. It's amazing. A couple of years ago, geologists made a virtual tour of this, and it's on Google Earth. And so the events team and I were kind of kicking around ideas, and I thought of this. And I had no idea that people were going to bake such amazing cakes that also fit with these geologic formations. It's really pretty incredible.
Awesome. Was there other, you were the one who helped to select and pick these different spots. What made you choose the places that we're actually taking a look at today?
I mean, there's just so many cool places, and we eventually had to narrow it down. So we were like, okay, well, let's just go to one place. So we picked the Marin Headlands, which is a place that I love and I go to all the time, and also just has really dynamic and interesting geologic formations. So that was it. And the Pebble Beach, this opening one is a challenging, it's the beginner category, but it's pretty challenging because you're trying to make a cake with pebbles that also has beautiful texture. Is it going to be too crunchy? I was concerned people were actually going to use rocks, but they didn't.
Thank you, bakers. Okay, so I'm going to let you all continue to finish up a little bit of the scoring and tasting. I do hope that the booth can go one more time over these cakes so we can kind of give the audience one more view of what they're looking at here. And I think in order to make sure that we don't drop anything, I'm not going to, let's see how steady. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this. I want to have everybody kind of see what sort of layers we've got here coming inside. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's see if you guys can help twist. The oohs and ahs. This is worth it, booth. Thank you.
Here we go.
Okay, great. So, yeah, to me, you know, this is very much, and I'm hoping for you too, Peter, this is a really great option and like a way to see the different layers, right? Like a part of our Earth is kind of exploring how all of these things come together, right? Yep. So being able to see the inside is awesome. So now I'd love to welcome back to the stage Aditi. Aditi is going to help to get these esteemed judges a bit of calculations. So they're going to be kind of discussing and deliberating, and they're going to be calculating everything. In the meantime, I'm going to give you exactly what they were looking for. So geological accuracy. So they were looking for colors that would represent chert, sandstone, and basalt, which is found on this particular beach. So that was the accuracy portion for it. They also, of course, were determining taste. So should it be really soft? We want to avoid gummy cakes because we want the texture to not be too dense. And the gravel should be, of course, edible and not rock solid, like an actual rock. And lastly, creativity and originality. So these cakes should have achieved that gravel look at the beach. And some cakes, obviously, they made homemade gravel. Some cakes, it looks like they made a little bit, they used purchased rocks. So they're going to be judging on how people actually crafted those cakes and how they came together. So they're going to be rating on a 1 to 5 scale. 1 would be an average, and an average cake potentially lacking a little bit of skill. 2 would be good, showing more nuanced skill, but needs a little bit more work. 3 was very good, nuanced skill, and close to perfection. 4, amazing professional skills. And 5, this is my favorite, museum worthy. Don't know what museum you're going to where you're looking at cake. Because that would not last very long. But okay, in the meantime, I would now like to welcome up to the stage these 4 bakers. And for your numbers, if you didn't remember who you are, this is number 10, number 6, number 14, and finally, number 29. Please come to the stage. Let's keep it going for them. They made all these cakes. There you go. Looks like we're maybe missing a 4th baker. All right, go ahead and stand in front of your cake. There we are. Okay. Is there a 4th baker? See? Okay, 4 cakes, 3 bakers. Interesting. It's going to be... All right, so which cake are you in? Number 10. Okay, can you tell me your name and tell me a little bit about the flavors you put into the cake?
Sure. My name is Kagure, and this is a chocolate pumpkin layer cake. It's gluten-free, it's soy-free. And I made the modeling, like the rocks out of modeling chocolate, and I didn't use corn syrup, I used golden syrup. I could go on and on. It's a cake.
It is a cake. Oh, breaking news. We have our bakers. Okay, perfect. Okay, and what number were you?
Number 6.
Okay, perfect. So tell me your name and tell me the flavor of your cake.
Hi, everyone. My name is Catherine. My cake is an espresso layer cake with chocolate ganache in the middle. The frosting on top is espresso whipped cream with shortbread sand and chocolate rocks.
Awesome, amazing. Okay. All right, number 14? 14 together. Okay, perfect. So tell me both of your names and tell me the flavors that you put into the cake.
I'm Emma. I'm Jen. We made a mocha cream cake, and then we did graham cracker kind of attempt at sand with some chocolate rocks and jelly little seashells.
Awesome, great. Okay, so go ahead and step to the side here. All right. Go ahead. And tell me your name and tell me how you made these rocks look the way that they did.
Yeah,
I'm Amelia. So the cake is a chocolate tahini cake and walnut ganache and then a raspberry mousse. And the rocks, I wanted to try hand panning, so I did pistachios, pine nuts, pecan bits, and then there's black sesame cake crumbs, and then I had a bunch of powders to get the texture on it.
Did you say hand panning?
Yeah.
Is that a musical thing? You're hand panning? No? Okay, can you tell us more?
It's the process of coating nuts or dried fruits or whatever, and in a machine it turns for you and you pour your liquid chocolate in. But at home you can do it in a cake pan and you just put your nuts in and while you're shaking it you pour your chocolate in and then you just do it layer by layer until it coats.
I love that. Special technique. Thanks for sharing. Okay, Aditi, it looks like you and the judges, you've made your decision.
Yes, the judges have spoken.
Okay, so what were the results?
So 29's flavors were really, really great. The judges noted that they liked the fruitiness of the cake. Number 14 came in second. The texture was really good, and the judges noted impressive layering, which means that the first prize goes to number 10.
Number 10.
The judges, yes. Congratulations. The judges noted that the cake was geologically accurate, very impressive flavoring, and she made her own pebbles, which is pretty impressive. So she gets the first prize.
Amazing. All right. So these bakers are going to make their way off the stage, and they're going to have their cakes also waiting out in the lobby. And Sarah Rose has a prize for our winner. Congratulations for the beginner round. Thank you so much, judges. Thank you. Well, this is fun.
This is fun.
This is so much fun. Okay, that was the beginning, so we're doing great. I wish we had more rounds, but alas, we cannot, so we have to move on to the next one.
Yes.
All right, so this is the intermediate round. Who are the judges that we've chosen for this round?
The judges for this round are Joyce Tang and Hway-ling Su. So Joyce Tang runs this amazing bakery in Oakland called Bake Some Pastries. Have y'all been? Yes, applause. She's doing amazing things with really cool flavors, so go check them out if you haven't already. Hway-ling Su runs Sweet Dragon Baking Company, which is a pie company in San Jose, which is so good. Yes. Now, I know what maybe some of y'all are thinking. This is not a pie competition, this is a cake competition. But, Hway-ling Su does amazing things with flavors, and we have Peter, who's the science expert. So these ladies are going to be judging taste, and Peter is going to be looking at how geologically accurate it is.
All right, thank you so much, Aditi. Okay, perfect. Judges, if you wouldn't mind taking your places here.
All righty.
All right, so let's talk about this intermediate round and the prompt. The prompt for this one was pillow basalt on Kirby Cove. And this was the intermediate round. So Peter, before we do anything, I think judges, let's reveal the cakes. Oh yeah, well wait, we need the earthquake. Thank you, audience. All right, and go. I want to give a special shout out to Becca Cow, who works with us at KQED. All of the designs of the front here were hand drawn to cover the cakes. And also behind you, you see a design that Becca made to reminiscent of our entire Bay Area and showing the different rock formations that we have. So thank you, Becca. Okay, Peter, let's talk about Kirby Cove and pillow basalt. So what can we learn from this round, and what can you tell us about the geology here?
So pillow basalts are all around us in many parts of the Bay Area, and you will see them and not even know it. But usually if you see like a road cut and it's dark or gray in color, it's sort of lumpy, it's probably a pillow basalt. And these are formed deep in the ocean, where ocean floor is forming, that ocean plate is spreading apart, and there's lava welling up into the ocean from deep inside the earth. And when it meets that very cold water deep in the ocean, the lava is flowing out and it solidifies very quickly. But there's more lava coming out and it's pushing it away, and so you get these lumpy pillow types of formations. When those deep sea sediments then somehow various processes, like earthquake-related processes, push those ocean floor materials up onto land where they can be exposed like they are along the coast, we see the pillow basalts. Otherwise, you have to go deep into the ocean to see them. And again, the pillow basalts that we have in the Bay Area are very old, more than 100 million years old.
What is the best way for people to kind of enjoy these rocks? That's just something that like I've been thinking about is, you know, when you're going out and you're trying to look like, it's one of those things like you should leave the rocks alone, right? Just kind of like admire from afar. But like, what's something that you do when you're going out and kind of exploring and taking a look at all these amazing formations?
I think, you know, what I think about is where the rocks came from and how they formed. So the age and the fact that we can see and touch something that's so incredibly old, an ancient part of the earth, that it came from so far away is the same reason why we have earthquakes here. We're always moving around in California. And to me, that's just the most amazing part. And the fact that, you know, the entire ocean floor is being built continuously, even today, by this process.
Pretty exciting stuff. Okay, well, I know that you need to get some tastes of cake, okay? And then as you are tasting, and hopefully your judges can help you pass over the different cakes here. So we do have 4 cakes for this category as well. And I would love to start to ask Hway-ling. I know that you normally do pies, we've talked about that, but we want to talk about flavors. What are you looking for in a great tasting cake?
I love cake that is soft and not too sweet. Any flavor can be good. That's pretty much it. I'm not very picky about.
There you go. That's really all you need. Okay, we know how to make Hway-ling happy. Okay.
That one.
Yeah. Joyce, I know you're also doing some tasting and you're kind of making your way through, but you do all different sorts of pastries as well, but you do some cakes at your shop as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So what do you think makes some of your best cakes? Like, what are some of the things that you tend to incorporate when you're thinking of flavors that are going to really, like, hit the spot?
Well, for a really, really delicious cake, you have to think about the texture of the cake and something that's a little bit more surprising. So if it's mushy all the way throughout, it's a little less interesting to eat. And so having something crunchy, something creamy, and like something a little more surprising in terms of a flavor pop to balance it all out, those are all important elements to me. So having kind of the right combo of all of those things is what makes a delicious cake.
Awesome. And all of you kind of did a selection of these cakes. You took a look at them before we brought them out. What were you looking for visually when it comes to a cake that's supposed to be reminiscent of Earth?
We're looking for pillow basalts. Well, okay, and there was a very interesting contender for the intermediate category, and it did take us a little bit longer to get it, but there was a bed. It was a bed, and there was pillows on it, so it was a pillow. It was a pun on the pillow basalt, and it was very clever. But we couldn't bring it up here because it wasn't geologically accurate. But it was funny.
All right, all right. Well, you're gonna have a category for humor next time. Okay, great. So I know you all are tasting through, and I will explain for everybody the different things that they will be looking for. So the ratings are still the same, 1 through 5, with 1 being average, kind of doing a pretty good job on skill, but a little bit lacking. And then 5, you want to put this cake in a museum. So for the geological accuracy, for this one, we were looking for the appearance of reddish gray or gray-black and cracked texture, which would show the pillow basalt and showing exactly what Peter was talking about, that volcanic action that's happening. And this would all kind of appear in clumps, as it would in the cove. And for, oh yes, perfect, there we go. See, Booth, the audience loves this part, so let's stay on these cakes. And actually, now that we do this, I'm gonna try to attempt to do the same thing that we did before,
Should we rotate this one?
Which is, they're loving it. We're gonna try to show off some of these layers.
I didn't eat this one yet.
This is also very heavy, like Earth.
Yep.
There we go. So here's one. And then let me see if I can turn this one very carefully.
Oh,
there we go.
Already rotated it.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you so much. Got some cake on me. And then let's see if did we cut this one open and get a good view of this one? Okay, right over here, that is the front of this one. What you all can barely see in here is that it looks like this one maybe has like a jello element and a bit of water, so that's really cool. And then if somebody can maybe help me flip this one too, that's gonna be...
Here, we're gonna take the knife off first.
Okay, that's a good start. All right, there we go. Thank you so much. All right, so I'd like to welcome Aditi back to the stage now at this point. Oh, they really love it. We should just... Okay, so...
What? Which one?
Hey, Booth, the people have spoken. Let's...
Oh.
I know it's our first time, but take it easy on us, everybody. All right, here we go. They're going to bring it back. They're going to bring it back. Don't worry. In the meantime, please enjoy some of the images of our actual judges, their creations, which are on the back. These are beautiful.
Okay.
We know what the people want. All right.
Okay. Cake shot, crumb shot.
Okay, so in the meantime, Aditi is going to be working with the judges to calculate the scores. But can we have the 4 bakers who made these cakes come on up, please? Yes. Come on down. And if someone has a napkin, bring it with you. Are you one of the bakers? Yeah. Oh, okay. There you go. Careful. Nice. That was quick. Everybody else? There we go. Okay, great. Please make your way up, but please watch. Be very careful on stage and stand right behind your cake, if you don't mind. Thank you very much. All right. Welcome. Okay, everybody knew their cake. I didn't even have to tell you the number. Great job. It's a great start. Okay. Go ahead and stand behind your cake. All right. So can you tell me your name and tell me what you did to make the flavors of your cake?
Hello, my name is Batya, and this cake is black sesame with vanilla buttercream, and then it has some homemade macaroons that are chocolate and matcha. And the water is beautiful. I wish you could see it.
I know. Hey, it's your cake. We release all liability at this point. I told you it was good. That was beautiful. How did you do it? Was it gelatin?
Agar, yeah.
Agar. Okay. Thank you so much. What's your name and what is the flavor of your cake?
Hi, my name's Clara. The cake itself is a chocolate cake with Nutella buttercream, but something I really wanted to do was I thought that if I took a bite of a rock, which I've never done, but it would probably be like salty and crunchy. So I made like a crunchy pretzel potato chip center. Yeah.
Very nice. I like your reasoning. All right. Okay. And then this one's you here. Okay. What's your name and what flavor cake do you have?
My name's Joanne. This is a buttermilk chocolate cake with chocolate Swiss meringue buttercream and meringues that have some matcha and cocoa and black sesame on them.
Wow. Okay. Black sesame. I'm seeing a theme here. Stand here. And you know what? I think that the audience must have seen this, but we didn't point out to the audience, everything. And let's just make a little note of that. Let me help you here, and you can take that part off. So you actually labeled yours very clearly with what you were attempting to do here. It's very smart. Though I haven't seen this on the Earth's surface before. There's no identifying, but I like what you did. So tell me your name, the flavor of the cake, and then tell me what you did to create it.
Sure. I'm Katie. This is chocolate and more chocolate. It's all Ghirardelli and Guittard chocolate since we are in San Francisco. And then this is orange flavored cream cheese frosting. Meringues on the top that are dyed, and it's all gluten-free.
And then, so you labeled yours here.
I did. Peter did a nice job explaining, but the process of pillow salts is so cool. And that's what I wanted to convey in cake. I wanted you to feel like you're looking at a geology textbook with this cake.
Okay, so as the judges are deliberating, I just had a couple of questions, just, because I'm not personally a baker, but I just wanted to know, what was one of the things that you were most excited to learn about when you were kind of looking at these cakes? Was there anything that stood out for anybody? Anything exciting?
I just didn't even know this all existed in our neighborhood, so it was really exciting to just learn about it through Google.
Through Google. Amazing. I have a question for you. So your cake here, how long did it take? I'm just out of curiosity. I have no idea how long anybody spent, but how long did your cake take?
2 days.
2 days.
But also I have no idea what I'm doing, so maybe someone can pull it off quicker.
It's good. 2 days. I mean, in comparison to the lifespan of the Earth, that's not very long. So great job. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Looks like the judges are done deliberating. Okay. Let's come to the front here.
Sorry.
All right, Aditi, how did we do? That one took a little bit longer, so maybe it was a hard one?
It was super close, y'all. It was really, really close. It's really clear that these bakers took a lot of effort to make pillow basalt look like pillow basalt. So number 8 was really geologically accurate, but it lost out a little bit because the cake layers were a bit thick, which was a little bit tricky to eat. It was really, really, really close between first and second place. In second place is 25. The judges noted that it was beautiful, like they used the word beauty. It was like just gorgeous cake. And it's actually highly accurate, and it's very geologically accurate for showing a pillow basalt. Which means that the winner of this round is number 9. So number 9 won because of great texture, really good balance of flavor, and the meringues were noted to be perfectly baked.
Amazing, congratulations. All right, bakers, so if you would just carefully try to grab your cakes and make your way off stage. Sarah Rose will be taking your cakes also with you to the lobby. And for our winner, we have a prize for you as well. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you, judges. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, we're just breezing through this. Wish we could stay here forever, but there's a lot of other rocks that we could study for the next one. Would you all come back?
Whoa, awesome. Okay, more geology. Awesome.
All right, so let's head into the final round. So this is the advanced round for our final prompt. Who are our judges?
Our judges for this round have a very tough job ahead of them. We've got Jamie Lee and Ezra David Romero. So Ezra David Romero is kind of a celebrity. I feel like I say his name and everybody knows who he is. He's a climate reporter for KQED, and he also is a baker and does really inventive things in his kitchen and brings them into KQED so we can all try them. And Jamie Lee is kind of the best person to do this job of judging this cake in particular because her cake, so she runs a cake designer cake studio in San Francisco. And if you look on Instagram, you look at her cakes, they're very structurally complicated, which is particularly important for this challenge, which Peter is going to describe why.
Thank you, Aditi. All right, so judges, if you could take your places. All right, everybody. Kind of want this one like the Loma Prieta, right, huh? This is the big one. Let's see the reveal. They love it. They love it. It is really impressive. There we go. All right, so as you all may note, this round, for the advanced round, there were 3 cakes that were selected. These were the ones that made it to the final table here. I know that you two are going to begin to start some tasting, but Peter and you and I have to talk about this very special prompt, which was the Point Bonita Sea Arch for the advanced round. So tell me a little bit about this.
A lot of fun. Yeah, everybody loves arches, and arches are formed basically in one way. You have rocks that are deposited or made somehow or the other, and we discussed already how the pillow basalts are made. What we have here are rocks that are actually pillow basalts that have been exposed to erosion. And so it can be wind, rain, in this case, the ocean. And when you have these massive outcrops of ancient rocks exposed to the ocean, to the waves and the winds and so on, they're constantly being eroded. But it's not like the rock is all the same. There are strong points and there are weak points. And eventually weak points will erode faster than others. And you get these natural bridges, these arches, in this case, these sea arches being formed.
Okay, so when we're thinking about looking at the geological accuracy here, what are you looking for? What do you think is the most important thing that you would have liked to have seen in these
Well,
caves?
I think it has to be an arch. It has to look like the pillow basalts at the Point Bonita arches or along the other coastal pillow basalts that we have here, which can be a bit different from when you find them inland where they've just been exposed, for example. So, and of course, some indication maybe of like the ocean, because that's how these arches are being formed.
Amazing. All right, so I know you have some cake to eat, so I'm going to let you get into those. And then in the meantime, so we talked about something just now that was kind of in line with the work that you do, Ezra, which is really important to everything that we all need to be focusing on, which is climate change. So,
about cake.
Bring it on back. So, for climate, I know, way less exciting.
I was thinking about because I went to the beach earlier this year after all the storms that happened at like Thornton State Beach off in San Francisco, and I saw a lot of these formations that weren't there in the past, and when we had all those storms. And so I was thinking about all the water that was happening in these storms, and then sea level rise. So, Peter, I just wanted to ask you, like, what's going to happen to these arches as seas rise and we have bigger storms?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. If the storms increase in intensity, which we think they are, they may also increase in frequency, then that speeds up the erosion. There's also sea level rise that's going to affect some of these types of formations all around the world. And they will probably erode and we'll lose them faster geologically speaking, than we normally do. But the thing to remember is that even as we lose these, new ones are being made also.
Okay, so let's see here. So this one, I'm going to, I think we can all kind of see. The booth is going to get us a little inside view of this one. The cut has been made here on the edge, so it's a little bit harder to see. There we go. So this one kind of matches the rest of the color. Really deep and vibrancy here. I'm going to need everyone's help for this one.
This one's heavy.
It's really heavy, which is really exciting.
Disaster.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and right there. Perfect. Stop right there. There we go. Perfect. Thank you. All right.
I want to try that one again.
And
This one?
you want to?
This one.
Going to flip this one around. Lastly, to reveal the inside of this very exciting cake. All right. And hopefully we can get a close up on this one here. There we go. Perfect. So
Frosting.
lots of layers here in different aspects. So for the final one, for our advanced round, this one obviously, just as Peter said, we wanted to see the pillow basalt rocks that surround the formation, and that the colors of the rock were actually red and black and gray and black with this crackled kind of texture. That's what they were looking for geological accuracy. As for taste, once again, as always, not overly gummy or dense in order to create this structure. And for creativity and originality, they were looking for how these cakes actually came together structurally, which is so important, and which is why we wanted to talk to you more about your cakes. So what makes a really amazing structurally sound cake? Like, how do you do something that is going to be almost kind of floating?
Pray it doesn't fall over. I mean, really. So really you're looking for something that's going to be structurally engineered where it's going to be nice and stable. So you're looking at a cake that has a lot of support structures. So when you look at a tiered cake, there are dowels inside that are keeping it up. There are, sometimes there's wires wrapped around like tin foil or even Rice Krispie treats to kind of really make something nice and structurally sound. That being said, you also have to make it taste good. So having something look good and taste good is really the main challenge here.
I have a question for you. So do you have any opinions, or are there any major opinions in the cake world as to people who use structurally edible things that can make their cakes really beautiful, but everything's edible? Is there like an opinion out there versus dowels or Rice Krispies or?
Oh no, I say you use everything that you can to make your cake structurally stable, because if you don't, there's a stable cake and there's a cake that's falling over. So you pick and choose. I'll choose the one that's standing, always.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to let you all kind of continue to deliberate. And I'm also going to bring a DT back up really quickly so that we can kind of get a look at that and you all can kind of chat. And in the meantime, I'd love to bring up the final 3 bakers for this advanced round, if you wouldn't mind coming up. This way. Yeah. Hi. Thank you. Okay. So if you wouldn't mind standing in front of each of your cakes. Great. Hello. Okay, so I am going to start right here with you since you're close. What is your name, and can you tell me what the different flavors were and how you made your cake?
Yeah, of course. Hi, I'm Francesca. This is a chocolate olive oil cake, and there are 3 types of buttercream in here. There's, let me try to remember, bay leaf brown buttercream, and then there's a pistachio buttercream, and then the one over all of it is a miso maple buttercream. And then the rocks are kind of made out of meringue that I was very heavy-handed with charcoal powder. I hope that didn't come across too strong. And then the color, like the reddish color, is from annatto seeds, and then beet powder, and then a little bit of black sesame as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Some really creative stuff. So did I hear bay leaf buttercream? Bay leaf brown buttercream, and miso brown butter, miso maple buttercream. Okay, that's a mouthful.
I had a lot of different buttercreams in my fridge, so I kind of just was working with a lot of things. Yeah.
Hopefully they were not as old as some of the rocks that we've learned about today. Okay, let's see here. So I'm gonna move on really quickly. And hello, what's your name?
Rachel.
Rachel, nice to meet you. What did you make your cake out of?
The cake itself is a chocolate mousse cake with a salted bourbon caramel and a Swiss meringue buttercream. There's a layer of chocolate Swiss meringue buttercream, and the outside waves are just a vanilla bean. Vanilla bean buttercream.
Awesome, beautiful. Okay, great job. Thank you so much. Hello. I'm gonna say extra points here for the shirt. Wait, can you move forward so we can have everybody see, and also so the booth can see your shirt? Amazing. And what does it say?
It says better together.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Unless it comes down to a competition. I'm just kidding. Okay, so what's your name?
Olivia Derry.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
I'm Rochelle Derry.
Great. Okay, so who made the cake?
I did. She's my emotional support.
Amazing. Okay, so can you tell me how you put your cake together, and what flavors did you use?
So it's a hazelnut cake with hazelnut or Nutella buttercream with dark chocolate ganache and hazelnut praline in between. And then there's a gelatin ocean with a white chocolate ganache base.
Amazing. Sounds so delicious, right? Great. Let's give him a hand. I did want to ask you, so I don't know that everybody caught this, but you said that you used annatto seed? Yes. Yeah? Can you explain to everybody who's not maybe familiar with that?
It is a seed that is used for food coloring and then also for, I think, cosmetic reasons in a lot of like indigenous cultures. I work at a food recovery nonprofit that used to be a social enterprise kitchen, and they had some lying around. So if you're watching this, no, I'm kidding. I was allowed to take it. I was given permission. But yeah, so I ground that up in a blender, and then my friend who works at a food tech company had access to beet powder. So it was like a pantry raid kind of.
Perfect. Amazing. Great job. All right. So it sounds like the judges have made their final choices, right?
They have.
Okay.
They have.
So how did we do on this round?
So it was incredibly close, more close than the previous round. It's hard to judge when all of these cakes are just outstanding, like they all belong in a museum. So number 3 was really creative, really creative. But the taste was not too strong, and the taste didn't stand out. And basically it was a really close tie between number 19 and number 12. And it was super close. The colors were gorgeous and very accurate for number 12. But the first place goes to the colors were very gorgeous and accurate for number 19, but first place goes to 12.
The Steve Harvey moment. What's going on? This is not good. This is not
You're
good.
12. You're number 12. So number 12 won on. Sorry.
Chaos.
This is your cake, right?
Chaos.
This is your cake.
Okay.
Your cake won. It was incredibly geologically accurate. You can see all of the colors are spot on. And the taste, the judges felt like the taste was amazing. Congratulations. Give a hand to all of them. They've done a fantastic job.
I do have to ask you a question. Your cake made everybody very excited, but it was also incredibly treacherous. How heavy would you say this is? This is definitely the heaviest cake of the entire bunch.
Seemed light to me after carrying lots of wedding cakes around. I would say, 25 pounds?
Like a boulder. It's very accurate. Are you going to be able to carry this off by yourself? Okay, we should probably be filming this booth. This could be fun. See what happens on this one. Okay, so everyone try to grab your cakes. All right. And before you leave number 12, if you could leave your cake here. Oh, they don't even want to let you try. All right, we're gonna bring a cart up. We're gonna bring a cart up. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Done with grace. Okay, amazing. Aditi and our grand prize winner, come on over. Okay, great. This is awesome. All right, so you have a special prize pack for the person who won the advanced round. And actually, this is the same prize pack that the advanced, intermediate, and beginners will receive, but it's slightly different from the People's Choice. So what do they get?
Yes. So in this round, basically you get all the goodies plus a little bit more. There are some cupcake holders, some fun sprinkles that have, I think there's like bananas and different kind of fruit in there. Mini spatulas, because everyone needs them. I think there's a bench scraper in here, which will be good. Amazing. And a KQED tote is in here, the Bake Curious book, and this beautiful tea towel. Great. Congratulations.
I was just going to say, before you go, you don't actually get your prize unless you can carry both that and the cake off the stage. So you can do that? All right, here we go. See what happens.
Sarah will help you.
Oh, Sarah Rose isn't going to. All right. There goes the cake. There you go. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congrats.
All right.
I love the colors on your cake.
So, how'd we do?
This was a fantastic event. Thank you guys so much for coming to this wacky event that we've been planning for basically the whole year, and we didn't know if anyone would come because we thought it didn't make a lot of sense, but clearly it does.
It was a phenomenal idea. I want to give a big thank you to Aditi because Aditi helped to create this entire event. And not only that, but you actually have a cake that you brought.
I do have a sheet cake outside. Feel free to try it when you're trying everybody else's amazing cakes.
So on that note, all of you who have come, if you want to try any of the bakers and the cakes that you've seen this evening, just make sure that you go ahead and sign away.
Sign and waiver, yes.
And just make sure that you present that, and then you'll be able to try any of the cakes. But you can also try Aditi's and Elisa.
Yes, so Elisa and I have baked up some sheet cakes, so if you don't feel comfortable having cake, baked in a non-permitted kitchen, feel free to try ours, but also the cakes were amazing. So feel free to go at your own and to take whatever cakes you'd like.
Yeah, please take some cake home. If there's going to be plenty of cake.
There's going to be a lot of cake left over.
Everyone, please thank Aditi with me. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm going to thank Peter, so we learned so much. I just want to know, what are some of the things that you hope people came away with here? What can they go home with and take with them?
Number one, geology is cool. Right? It's amazing stuff, isn't it? And two, you can never really predict which two things in life are going to come together well, right? I love cake and I love geology, so this is a no-brainer for me, but I'm glad it worked out so well.
It really did. It really did. You know what? People told me when you came here, you can trust a geologist, but sometimes they also have their faults. And it's been so much fun. Thank you so much for joining us. They did not like that joke. Please give it up for Peter.
Thank you.
So how was it for everybody? Did you all enjoy? Again? Everybody come back out. So we also have a special treat for you all tonight. So in addition to all of the cakes, we actually have partnered with Graham's Port Wine. And so Graham's found out that we were doing this event, and they were like, what goes really great with cake? Well, port wine does. Yes, it does. So Graham's has provided their 6 grape special reserve port and tastes to accompany all of the cakes tonight. And for all of you while you're out there, they're going to give you 15% off your next purchase. So thank you to Graham's. And also, I want to give a big thank you to the booth that finally started to show the inside of those cakes. Thank you very much. A huge thank you to Sarah Rose Leonard. She was the main producer for this event, and her, along with one of her friends, came up with this idea. And I got to tell you, when she told me, I was like, this is not going to work. But it really did work, and it was a great way for hopefully all of you to realize that science really is a piece of cake. I want to also say to you that we all rely on you to come and be here at these KQED live events, and it means so much to have you here. So if you all love this one, there is another event on Saturday. It is called the Crossword Show, which is going to be a lot of fun. Comedians are going to come right up on this stage, and they're going to try to figure out crossword puzzles live, so that should be interesting. And if you really enjoy these KQED live food events, many of which I host, the next one is going to be on November 16th, which is a craft beer event, which should be very fun. I want to thank everybody who is watching at home on the live stream. I know you all had a lot of fun, but not as much fun as we had here tonight, as always. And a big thank you to all of you for being here. Go out, enjoy some cake and some port, and we'll see you at the next one.